You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
It's Niall. Oh, Niall is now. Oh, are you there, Niall?
Okay, so Raji, I'm here again. You were going Robotronic on me.
Okay, because I think you're going Robotronic on me and Dwayne. So, as it's me, Brian. And on this episode, we are covering anime that aired the week of February the 10th to February the 16th, 2024, starting with One Piece, episode 1093, The Winner Takes All, Law versus Blackbeard. It's the fight you've all been waiting for, from all those little conversations that have gone on.
You've been waiting for.
To let you know that there's some sort of history between these two guys that we have not had fully explained to us yet. Somehow, them and Kobe helped take down another pirate 2 years ago, which turned Kobe into a hero, got Blackbeard, his pirate island, and made
it
Law.
just occurred to me, we're going to see whatever the fuck Kobe did in the Netflix thing, aren't we? Not actually in the comic or the fucking, at this rate of going, yeah. Fuck. Anyway,
and
yeah.
made Law a warlord because he took 100 hearts and delivered them to the Marines. They don't really discuss that here. They just get into a fight because, hey, we're both worst generation. And Blackbeard's like, I hear you've got some poneglyph etchings. I'd like them, please, because I want to find One Piece. So,
and I like how proficient Blackbeard's crew is, but also messy, because Blackbeard has jumped on a flying horse without permission from the flying horse's rider. It's just kind of like, Blackbeard, no offense, you're very fat, and I don't think Stronger can necessarily carry both of us despite his name.
Yes, because Stronger is a very sickly horse to begin with.
Oh, he's the most sickly horse you can be, yeah.
And he's eaten the horse fruit model type Pegasus.
So he's a horse that can turn into a different kind of horse. Maybe he's a guy. That's the thing. We don't know.
Was the other Pegasus a bird who did the horse fruit? Was that Ganfor's Pegasus?
Yeah. I think that was a horse that ate a bird fruit, whereas this is a horse that's eaten a magical horse.
That'd be troubling thing. That would mean, did kill off fucking poor old Ganfor's horse?
Dear.
No, I think his was a bird which ate a horse fruit. So I don't think it was just a horse fruit.
Oh,
horse type.
You're right. That makes more sense because there's only X amount of flying types, whereas this was a bird which could already fly. So you're good. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know whether he stuck to that in the same way. I don't think I just necessarily stuck to the idea that there's only 108 devil fruits either.
It's just like, I don't care how many devil fruits there are. It's just that was misinformation spread by the Marines. Never mind.
What I do is probably just human, and then it's human, and then subtype fucking this. The fun said, "Oh, I see how it is." See, this is the categories, and just jumps out from there. Like, is it?
Dog is a huge category, so yeah.
Yeah, I think the 108 was an extra textual number anyway. I don't think it was ever said within the series itself.
Well, they love that sweet coding, so it's what if you work it in there wherever you can. Got everything else in there, why not that too?
Exactly. Why not? I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll turn out that there were only 108 canon fruits by the end of it.
Anyway, Stronger immediately gets chopped in two.
Yes, and this is the point where the animation really picks up, because we've had a little bit before where Law's crew got turned into ladies, and then
I completely forgot about
because listen, we gotta get the good animation in. Can we put a bit of horniness in there for the animators, just to give them something to sink their teeth into, so they'll give us the good fight animation? And it's like, yes, what if everyone grew tits?
There's some weird union they got, but they can stipulate this, otherwise it won't work.
Fight for your unions, guys. Yeah, it gets
So
you.
Do you want better wages? No, we want this. I don't need this.
This specifically, yeah, that's what we're after.
Yeah, and I do like how it is the regular voice cast for the crew doing permanent voices, particularly Law's actor is the one making the most effort.
He's got great range. Yeah, fantastic stuff.
Essentially, the gist of the fight is that Law's crew are very good in the water. So we get
he's in a submarine, so it's like
yes.
That's why he's in a submarine.
Yeah.
Are two of them fishmen, and that's been the case the entire time, and we just haven't known?
Well, I don't think they're just dudes, because they say, "Oh, we just grew up in a very cold port up in the north, and we just got really good at swimming quickly in cold water."
But he also spat down a bunch of missiles. I'm just like, that seems like fishman thing.
No, but remember,
he won a IB contest when he was younger.
Yeah, and humans can learn fishman karate, as we know.
That's true. So presumably you can learn fishman spitting as well.
Whereas Blackbeard's thing is everyone's got devil fruits. So yeah, Doc Q's now got the one which he can create viruses that don't exist and give them to you.
Which is why everyone is turned into women, because it's a feminization disease.
And Jesus Burgess he's just even stronger than he was before.
Yeah. Which, as they all point out, is doesn't matter if you throw a mountain at us, we're past mountain throwing at us things. And he's like, oh, what the fuck? Because his mountain gets chopped up. So it's kind of like, you're going to have to use this creatively, Jesus Burgess. Come on.
Yeah, he hasn't got too many weird ones in. He's just going straight for what are going to be you just be very basic ones in. Super strong dude. Van Ogre can teleport around now. It's good. He's a sniper. He can just get wherever he wants to and taking it out from the back.
I did like that. No messing around. Law's crew's job is to be Mr. President and protect him with his abs, which are bulletproof. I was just like, yeah, okay. Everyone has a really good mixture of crew guys, basically.
Yeah, it's nice seeing an episode like this get a bit of treatment here, because these are the matchups you don't really get to see ever that often. With weird power sets getting up against each other that we don't have to see too often either. To see what they do with that is pretty neat.
Yeah, it broadens out the fight from the comic, and more importantly, it broadens out the flashback as we discover that on board Teach's ship is Pudding, who has been kidnapped by it was Van Orga who teleported there, and Kuzan, and that scene is vastly expanded upon.
It makes Kuzan look like Kuzan has definitely turned evil because he froze them all to death. We know that it can't be revived once you're frozen to death by Kuzan. Just remember that. That's impossible to come back from.
Well, he looks even as more like Mr. Freeze, because he has that silhouette around glasses, and he's a sort of tragic character who's maybe he's not fully bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pointed that out to me. I was like, that's got to be a deliberate visual reference to Batman the Animated Series, the way they draw him with the glasses.
Yeah,
silhouetted against the light and everything. Yeah, for sure.
And this just overall lends a real horror film atmosphere as well. It's everyone the villains of the last year gave our heroes so much trouble. There's fucking bulldozing all those dudes with ease.
Remember Cracker? Remember how tough Cracker was? Cracker's dead. He's an icicle now.
He's not coming back.
I do like the one cut we get to the Marines where our admiral is it's the report that Law and Teach are having a fight, and he's like, God damn it, I'm an admiral, I can't just go and rush out and beat the both of them up.
This makes me very angry.
All I want to do is beat pirates up, and instead I'm going to do all this desk work.
But you got so good at beating pirates up, you're stuck doing the fucking organizing part of beating pirates up. The worst part. Well.
Yeah. We also get Pudding taunting the Teach's pirates who don't have devil fruits who've been left on board the ship. We see that Teach is important enough that his ship is rendered in CG, because we're going to have to be using that again in the future. It's a lot of fun. The wildness of the animation feels like it's grasping for greatness. It's individual cuts look great and they're exciting, but as an episode, it doesn't feel like an episode where you go, well, this was a great directed episode top to bottom. It just has some really
some people really pushing the boat out. Yeah.
It's well worth checking in on that one. I hear this week's is not so much worth checking in for the animation.
Much more banal. This took an awful long time putting those future clothes on.
Fair enough. Got to take it slow because
They're right on the heels of the back.
Yes.
Get all those angles on Robin, please.
Yes. Then we've got regular stuff. It's Mashal. Magic and Muscles, the Divine Visionary Candidate Exam Arc, Episode 18, Mash Burn Dead, and You Look, You Lose Your Life. The title formatting getting really strained on this episode's title.
You could have done it, but like I feel like you needed to excise the end, but that's a necessary part of it, and it's like, yeah.
So this is all leading into the Mash versus Margaret showdown. But before we get to that, one of the Divine Visionaries wants to test Mashal's abilities, and I forget which one it is.
It's the guy with the black flame, and
it's
I can't
the
remember his
goddamn
name.
I can't remember his name. Yes,
I always forget his one, even though he's one of the actual main ones who
the four who get personalities. Yes. Kaido.
Kaldo Gehenna, that's it.
So he kind of shows up, and Mash immediately starts taunting him, and Finn's like, "Good taunt, Mash, great taunting." And he's like, "You know, like even if you pass the test, like I'm one of the guys who has to wreck you for Divine Visionary, so like you can't be Divine Visionary without my say so." And Mash is like, "I will now listen to what you wanted to say. Yes, sir. Thank you very much." And it's basically like, "All right, we'll play a game, and if you win, you can automatically become Divine Visionary. You don't even need to do this fucking next round of the tourney kind of thing." And he's like, "Sounds good." And it is look, you lose. We'll do 3 rounds. I'll do the pointing.
Because not even like, rock, paper, scissors for us. He just like, I was going to point, and then I'll see if you can't look that way. Very simple.
Move from this tiny circle, and there's a lot of rules, but it's like if you win, you don't even have to do the rest of this arc. So probably worth doing. Yeah.
Okay, don't look up. Oh, the sword coming down at you from out of nowhere is coming in fire. Whoa! Okay, he dodged that one without looking. That's very good. That's key. It's up the ante. You can't look this way. I'd read that. Two coming out right from the side.
Just absolutely cheating as hard as you can in this, and also trying to murder you as he cheats, basically. Or
don't look any of these directions. It's just like, oh, I'm supposed to do that, and fire source come on. He just like digs his feet into the floor and just like jumps up while still not looking like anywhere but down. It's like, oh, okay. But he that's the fucking thing.
And Owl steals,
takes his from his inside pocket, and he goes, "What the hell?" I looked him off to the side. We'll call it one a draw, okay? Like, I won't kill you. Well, you can go off in the fire. I won't say anything.
Yeah. Also, the fact is the owl comes in as if he's saying, "Wow, the owl is at the achievement that Mash has achieved." And then, yes, it is just so silly of it going into his pocket, pulling out his cream puff and flying off.
And if it wasn't clear what the principal's catchphrase is at this stage, his catchphrase is "Mash Burner Dead. This is the toughest challenge you've faced yet," because he says it twice in this episode. Because every challenge is the toughest challenge he's faced yet. That's his thing. But
then he has to go and face Margaret. And Margaret, meanwhile, there's a guy. One of the guys wants he offers to cheat to help him, and Margaret's like, "No, don't you dare. We're doing this properly.
Don't you ruin my fun, and also don't you ruin my fun, Divine Visionary guy Harry Potter who snuck up behind me, and because if you do, I'll fucking kill you too. I'll kill anyone who gets in my way of beating up this guy."
Yes. And then they start the fight, and we're doing a little bit of this, but it does have a really good gag of essentially it turns into a volleyball match, which Dot is trying to explain, but he does not have the concept of volleyball in his head. So there's this long pause where he's trying to find the thing it looks like instead of magic.
Dot does some great fucking speedwagon in here because he's not equipped for the task. I liked his thing was like where they both like Mash whips out the cream puff, your man whips out the tartar sauce and the shrimp, and it's just like, oh, he's a weirdo. And I know from my lack of experience that the weirder you are, the more powerful you are.
Yes.
He's terrible at speedwagoning. It's great.
There's also I have to do nothing back in the team task. I was a big help there.
Just before the look you lose part, there's a bit which is like documentary part where Mash is talking to the camera about the purpose of arms. What are arms for? Lifting up dumbbells.
Of course.
And then Lemon goes into one as well.
What's me being a creepy stalker for? Love. That's what it's about. and Dot again. Dot again. Like goes like, "You want to go steady with me?" And she's like, "Absolutely not under no circumstances." And they go into like a sing-song contest, and Finn is just there. Fucking hell! Why am I the only normal person in this fucking room? I hate this. But he's grand.
Yeah, it's a good use of the main characters, and also it establishes like, hey, Margaret is going to be a tough fight, but they're not out and out evil. They're going to fight this.
No,
fairly
Margaret
within the
is a
rules
weirdo who like they have their own thing about.
Fun.
Yeah, they have their own thing of they just want to beat up on someone higher level, because the guys we see Margaret take out is like, I've rated you on this on my system of Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do. You guys are second from the bottom, and that's because I combined you two together to bump you up a little. I'm fairly high up. I want to fight someone on the end of my fucking scale. That's my fucking dream.
He wants all those notes. He wants to make some sweet music. Or do you want to?
Yeah.
How it is.
It's all good fun. Then we got Hi Carl, episode 18, Hold Your Hand. It's a girl's day out.
What's Wendy been doing? Slobbing around like an old Chappatic drunk, of course.
Yes.
She's blaming herself for the whole thing, because it's like, I mean, like, it's not her fault, but like, obviously, it's her uncontrollable car, and the fact that she doesn't have a thing on it, so that caused a lot of the things. But I feel like it's the baddies. It's the baddies' fault, Wendy. Stop beating yourself up.
Yes, and also the baddies, once again, fail to learn the lesson. You don't fuck with Wendy Sato, because it always goes terribly wrong for them every time they try to. What's the waitress's name?
Chelsea.
Chelsea's
like, Wendy, I got a runaway teen. Let's get out of town. I need your wheels.
You gotta get out of here. The heat dies down. See.
So wait, so like I probably have lost my job because the company I work for failed because I have no control over my magical powers, and now you want me to help you get this runaway teen out of the country? Yeah.
Yeah. What's
okay.
Stick together. Sure. You got me there with your legalese.
Yeah, on the run from the cops, and she also has a card which talks to her, which told her to murder her abusive father, using its power, which is never quite clear. We see that it's the king of clubs at the end, so I'm wondering if like the higher the power of the card, the more sentient it is.
Yeah, and it's definitely like the higher ones have been pretty fucking good ones. Like the face cards are generally quite excellent. So
as far as powers goes, Touch of Death is up there. As long as someone you have a hate in your heart for, though.
Yes. So yes, she's frightened to touch people because of this, and so girls rally around. They drive out of London until they're into America.
Yes, just a hop, skip, and a jump over the pond.
Which is very funny. And look, because when they're driving through like the suburbs, it's like, oh, those are totally British
American
suburbs.
Truck stop diners,
and then they're at a truck stop, and the most truck stoppy angry American character getting angry at this kid for ruining his best clothes, which is like
best
a white t-shirt with a open shirt over the top of it. Yeah,
the vest is styling, like that's an accentuation. So,
well, you big city folks will know what our Sunday best is down here, would you? Tourists coming in from London drove over here.
Chelsea's doing this consistently throughout the episode, but putting everything on Wendy. It's like, hey, you can't talk to a little girl like that, and Wendy has something to say about it, don't you, Wendy?
Wendy.
And the guy's like, oh yeah, what do you got? I was like, what the hell? Like, why does this work for Chelsea every fucking time? It's great.
Yeah, but also I think she's trying to encourage specifically Wendy to talk to this girl because they are in a similar boat.
She's trying to help people. She's being a decent person as she is, but she's doing it in the most dickish way possible, and it's very funny because of that.
It works because they have that little.
It always works. It always works. She's good at it. Yeah. Dear.
Yeah, they have the little talk at night and make a pinky promise without touching hands. Also, meanwhile, Tilt's girlfriend has gone to the palace to attempt to open a mysterious door with all the cards. So I guess Tilt was supposed to have done this, and she's taken it on herself. I guess the X card with a whole load of cards to open this door to release a thing that we don't know is behind the door.
Yeah, what the royal family got locked up in there anyway, says Officer Greg.
Yes, who's out of hospital and has basically... Seems like the police have declared war on players now. There's no pinochle around and high card around.
I mean, like, there's nobody taking care of the cards, so the cops got to do it. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, because you mentioned something is that not even the family's going to protect you now. So I guess whatever Ban had on him in the previous series, after getting blown up, he's not going to.
What are you going to do? Blow me up again? Dead. Fuck you.
We saw they had like a little bit of a friendship when Ban was in high card.
You were a means to an end. You had superpowers to take care of the superpower crime that I can't, as a police officer, touch because all I have is the power of gun. Which, if that was a superpower, that would be the worst power. But that's the only one I have as a police officer.
Well, it's a gun that'll never run out of ammo. I always shoot straight, but yeah. I can't. What couldn't Greg be? I could have been me. I could have been in high card. Living the high life.
Like he had lunch at high card, but other than that, yeah.
And then at the end, when they've grabbed some candy at a garage, they get attacked by a Klondike agent who we've not met before, who's got shadow powers.
I liked her whole thing, where her thing was, "I'll explain my thing." It's just like, my parents taught me to answer any questions asked. I don't like people who do this thing. And it's like, she explains her character as she goes through it. It's like, oh, you're not lasting very long, but I do like this.
Yes, I am here to kill you.
There is Wendy in shadow in the concrete, which then, of course, causes Love P to emerge and go on a wonderful rampage with cars, this time as a form of attack. Right. Can't form any shadows if everything's exploding around you.
Yeah, everything's on fire now. What are you going to do about it? It's like, yeah, good plan, Love P.
It's okay. I when you were talking to me as well. I hear you. I'll just hit him with the flat of the blade and just knock it around. Because us girls gotta stick together. See you soon. It's like, I don't want.
Maybe Love P's all right. Love P is not capable or doesn't want to murder someone in front of a child. She must be okay then.
Yeah, I'm now thinking about, do I go back and watch the other appearances of her? And is she only ever trying to kill men?
I mean, it's more dudes than women, so yeah, that seems pretty likely.
Well, I don't know. Like her climatic fight, like last series, was that Klondike player with the telekinesis.
Okay, I couldn't remember whether that
was the shit out of her. So.
Well, if you're trying to kill her, I feel like the gloves are on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the police have arrived, so Chelsea and the girl get away and leave Wendy behind, and the girl thanks both Wendy and Love, and then it is our ridiculously named cop. God, what's her name again? High card.
Like when Candy Sweet or something like that.
It is. Yeah. Anyway, she's here to arrest Wendy. Sugar Piece, that's her name.
Sugar. That's just
because they're taking down the players. She's got a special police squad ready to take down players, as we'll see in the next episode.
Oh no!
Because it segues almost. Once you let it play out, it segues so smoothly into the next episode of like the reveal of her special squad she's put together.
I got the gang back together, huh?
Yeah. She was surprised there were so many other people who hated players, but that's for next week.
Player haters. Wow.
That is well. I didn't leave it running long enough to see if that's what they were called.
They hate the game and the players. I don't know. There's something there. Yeah. This was a really, like, I know it's a very romp one, and they go on a shopping spree, and it's a road trip, and they drive from the UK to the US. But it's still like it's good crack, and again, just good character writing. Yeah.
It's like the next island over from like the one in Akka, whereas it's every country on Earth at once. Just like a drive away of a poor little weekend.
Yeah, this is more the sort of speed of high card episode I like, as opposed to that Leo one. Also, I feel like VJ's never going to get one of these episodes because he's just too sensible.
He's the Bernard, as you said, yeah, Bernard in training.
Possibly the only character more level-headed than him is King, who seems like he's a dick, but actually is just sound out, like a really nice guy.
Then we got Bushigiri, episode 5, frightening. Chili shrimps falling down like snowflakes. Second part of these titles have no meaning anymore.
If family runs a Chinese restaurant, we get that, but we haven't seen a restaurant in quite some time. It's actually it's just moving in a direction now.
Is this Chinese food song thing? Because what's it?
Well, before they were like the things his mum was packing for him for lunch. Yeah. But we've not seen her pack him lunch.
We haven't seen his lunch in a while. Yeah. So it's like that's what he had for lunch today. If anyone's fucking wondering, don't worry about it.
It does feel a bit like there is some sort of arms war with Bang Braven in terms of homoeroticism, because they really turn it up a notch in this episode.
It's a difficult one. I feel like Bang Braven was less gay, but it is consistently gay. So yeah.
As we get the secret origin of our villain, he too used to be in the Sensible Gang.
The
Blue Gang.
Samui, Kamui, for fuck's sake, I've got it now.
Because he admired Kenichiro,
who saved his life, or saved his hide at one stage, and he's like, oh, I gotta join up this gang. So he was beating the dude with all technicals, and the dude was like, I'm gonna just grab you, and then you can't do anything. It's like, I'm gonna beat you with the stick. No, weapons are the coward's way. You are banished from the gang, I guess. Kinda,
yeah.
Yeah.
So started his own gang who love weapons. And declared himself emperor, and he's now trying to seduce Arajin into joining because he thinks that Arajin has Senya inside him, or perhaps possibly the other genie thinks that. Not entirely sure who's thinking what sometimes when Akitaro is talking in this episode. And so has tried to seduce him by taking him to their school's hostess club that they appear to have.
They got an idol show and everything. Man, it's great. This place is pretty solid.
They have assemblies that get fun wild up, ready to just go wild on people. It's kind of go, you could have all these girls out there just join up. Then he's taking it back from his mind. Oh yeah, that girl Mahoro who hates me. I got a shot with her though. I should probably consider that.
My one true love that she did say she'd get with me if I became leader of the gang. No, she didn't, but you think she did because you're an idiot.
Masakara shows up, gets captured pretty much immediately and thrown in a room. But we do finally get the flashback as to what the problem is that Arajin has with Masakara is that he feels like he abandoned him because he abandoned him.
It feels like he abandoned him, and me being a prick to you, me not being there as your friend, makes me feel like an asshole. It's like because you're an asshole. That's why it makes you feel like an asshole. This is your fault. Everything is your fault. You shit.
I mean, I do. I'm looking at the comments on Crunchyroll. It's like so many people.
Everyone's so mad at him. It's great. It's really funny.
They just can't get their heads around this sort of lead character.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like a horrible little prick. Maybe he'll have a turnaround. Maybe he fucking won't. Maybe every other character will come out smelling roses, and this piece of shit is just gonna be.
They don't have to have some kind of like redeeming quality to him. You know.
No. And really, if you thought about,
put up with all of this as well.
Yes. You thought about things in a realistic world. Everybody is horrible in this.
Yeah,
just a bunch of kids who were incredibly violent, getting into fights all the
time. Like we like his former best friend because his former best friend he's a nice boy. He's very polite. He will thank you for the fight after he kicks your ass. And I'm just like, wait, hang on, sorry, what was that bit? It's like, yeah, he'll kick your ass. Like that's not good. That's not healthy.
And he's constantly grabbing hold of your boy's little sister in threatening manners.
Yeah.
Everybody is pretty horrible. I mean, Senya is perhaps the nicest person, but he's a weird fantasy character.
And even then, like, he's encouraging Arjun onto these acts because if it just makes him like a more of a honky, then I'm all for it. Come on.
The other least bad character I can think of is the teacher, who is presumably partaking of something entirely fucking legal, but we don't fucking know what it is yet, and I bet it's something weirder than we can think of so far.
It's this cat cafe, you know. It's gonna be that good of a mystery.
I mean, it would be funny if it was like people dressed up as cats in a cat cafe. That I mean, like an extra level to, you know.
We should also mention when Matakara shows up is that Arjun is currently dressed only in his boxer shorts and wearing a crown. Then we have to have a flashback as to how
with him just dancing in the background. It's like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing here? It's like, let me tell you how I got in the situation. You're probably wondering to yourself. I got to be king for a day. Woo!
So Akutara's plan is, okay, today's the day. The two gangs are going to fight. We'll let them beat each other up, and then we'll pick off the remainders.
The winner, yeah.
And then he makes the mistake once they show up to do this. While Zabu's going to try and find Matakara because he's the one who's guilty that his
armband was left and inside the whole thing.
It looks extra, like, because basically he says, it's me, it was my armband, I fucked up, someone took it off me, and they're like, doesn't matter, it's come to a head. And when he runs off, it looks even worse for him because it looks like he ran from the big fucking final confrontation. It's like, that's a bad look, man. Gonna get kicked out of the gang at this rate.
They get there just in time when I was supposed we're squared up before. We got our shirts off now. We'll be busy saying, I just me they're fucking trying to put turns against each other with all that fun saying. Sorry. It's between men who should have been out of school a few years ago by now, but here we are.
This is because they think they could convince them because Arjun has shown up with all of the NG boys chasing him because he's just punched Akutaro because Akutaro was saying lascivious things about what he's going to do to Mahoro after
that's the thing that actually increases their level. It's their horniness combined with righteous fury, where it's just like
possibly also the need to go to the toilet.
Yes, I harness that feeling of like getting the runs when you fucking get nervous, and like that's your power, my friend.
It's fight or flight response, and you just got to direct it towards a positive end.
Because actually, the genie gets like sucked into his tramp stamp at this stage rather than possessing him. It was like, you said the thing. Is like, I didn't say that I wanted to get more powerful. I said I wanted to get laid. And it's like, it doesn't matter, I'm going to possess you. Whereas this, he gets pulled in by the sheer force of will. Yes,
because that makes you think that Senya's looking at it because he doesn't quite know what it is there for, because he's surprised when he gets dragged in through the symbol this time. And this time he punches Akutaro in the abs, which then makes Akutaro go, that's definitely Senya in there. I recognize that punch anywhere. That's where we leave it with these two big idiot schoolboys going, essentially we wanted this fight anyway.
This is an excuse for us, like, basically.
Edgy boy says just give us an excuse to do it. So that's what we're heading to next week with these two big lads fighting off.
Sounds like it could be good.
It could be. It's a very fun show. It's the weirdo, it's the little repeated things of like, it's the teacher because the teacher's always hiding in that place, whatever it may be, because seeing a schoolboy running down the street towards him.
It just wants to get away out of this, you know.
He's a very stressful school life because he teaches at their fucking school, so he can't be seen at a place like this. I might as well fucking partake of it now that I'm fucking here, you know.
Yeah.
Like every fucking episode,
It feels like old but new. There's probably as well as like ROG is very much an Atara from Urusei Yatsura, I'm just thinking with my dick all the time to motivate me. Sort of character. So if that's like an older style like narrative, if you can you're either with it or you're not.
And that's why probably a lot of people find him as like, why? When is the protagonist going to stop being a dick? It's like probably
never, probably. He'll be kind of
never.
nice towards the end, but
he'll learn something. But will he stop being horny? Probably not. That seems like a key component of him getting good at fighting at this stage. So yeah.
Akitaru is really heading into Adam from Escape the Infinity behavior in this episode.
Certainly.
He is, far more over the top than he's ever been.
He gets crazier. I mean, he took off the glove to claw his face. He has a flashback to when I used to be a nerd, 9-pound weakling. Then I got tough, but then I guess I got too tough for some people.
Yeah,
I'll show them all.
It's so wonderful. And the thing is, because the other thing is, Arajin is the least over the top character in the show. That's the other thing.
He's like a normal boy from a different fucking show.
Yes.
A normal teenage boy whose concerns are very much so teenage boy, but every other boy is just like, nah, fighting boys. That's what it's all about.
Yes. Yeah, because when Kenshiro, because we had the bit when Maharu's like ogling her brother when he takes his shirt off, and then when Kenshiro takes his shirt off, she's then horrified that he's going to have to fight this gigantic slab of meat, whereas all his gang are like going, "We love you, Ken."
What a man! Yeah. Oh dear.
I don't find that Kenshiro, does he actually say anything this episode?
No, I don't even think he pulls out one of his posters that he's pre-written for the occasion. Yeah. I hope he says nothing the entire time. It's pretty funny.
I mean, he's got a voice actor.
Well, his voice actor is like, he's just doing the grunts and shit, so.
Then we've got Sengoku Yuko, episode 6. Fukuo.
Sengoku Yoku Fuko. My brain just keeps wanting to mangle the fucking words. Like
I'm back to not watching it because I only had time for 6 this week. So I watched 7. But this wasn't one of them.
That's all right.
Tell me.
Yeah, I'm liking how they're like it's an ongoing little story, little journey they're going on, but they're usually kind of breaking it down into these 2 little parts at a time.
Yes.
So you get these little kind of the smaller stories that are still like they're on their journey kind of forwards, and they're picking up like little more details about what's going on here and there. But it's just like this little kind of one that just like that feeds into it so much, and I sort of like that. But they run across like, we should be having fun or traveling. Oh, check it out, these monkeys got a bunch of sake. It's like, hey, this is our sake. Yes, ook. We gotta get this to our guest. All right, where is he? He's just like cool monk dude sitting on a mountain. He's pretty all right. He's one of those like fighting monks. But he's kind of cool. He's kind of sound.
It's the idea that she, like our little fox girl, really wants to buy it off him for daikons, and they're just like, nah, it's for our guest, but you can talk to him about it, and he's like, absolutely. Instead of, because I should capture you right fucking now based on me being one of the fighting monk guys, but I'm not up to like a game or anything. Everyone's like, I'll bet you a drinking contest, so that way I get to get my drunk on. We will definitely win against you, a giant man. Win-win. It'll be grand. It turns out our main fighty guy has like no resistance.
Gets that no tolerance for it at all. The rest of them get on with it. That's fine. I just like swap his toys with this dude. He's damn Doran the Tiger. That's me. I've heard about Reg on the run from this from Jin on the Dragon Man. He's out there. Oh, me and him go back a long way. Fun. We watching about basically each other fun. One of these I'm gonna kind of fight him and show him how it is. Oh, you probably know what his weaknesses then. Oh no. He won't give me that easy. No. If you're going to have to fight him, you're going to fight him fair and square. You're going to figure it out. And besides, he's a dragon, man. He hasn't got no weakness. That makes it fun. It's take him on with your own strength.
Well, like they do kind of like play question back and forth kind of thing. And he does admit, like, he does have one weakness. Doesn't like spicy food. And it's like, that's not useful to us at all. But okay. Technically, he's not lying. So, yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, this Tama's enjoyed this because it just takes it back. Oh, where'd you let her drink like that, little lady? This my dad showed me how it's just like, oh, here's sake. Here's one of a wonderful adventure of humans ever made. Wow, this is kick ass. This is like, no, dude. Oh, we run into you again. Are we gonna fight? And it's this Jingus was like, yeah, probably, or almost certainly.
And so even like his backstory that he kind of again goes over, where it's just like I was chasing this tiger spirit around the mountain, and because he was hassling these monkey spirits, so I was help fighting him. You know, he had me on the ropes, but the monkeys like saw how tough I was fighting him, so they slammed him on the head with a bottle of sake, and that gave me the shot to beat up the tiger. And now me and the monkeys we tight, and it's just like. But aren't you one of those fighting monks that fights spirits like these spirit monkeys? It's like, so there's a bit more variance to them.
But I suppose like, no, if they went off, like, would you, and you were tasked to kill them, would you do it? That sort of way.
Because at the moment they're mates, it's like, our friend who fought that tiger for us is coming. We'll get him booze, and he's just like, cool, my friend's the monkeys, and it's like, but shouldn't you be on the opposite sides? It's like, yeah, potentially, but like, there's more nuance to it than that. I do like that. He seems like a more nuanced character than, considering he's a big muscly dude who fights tigers and gets drunk on mountains. Yeah. There's more nuance to him.
Well, he's a spiritually enhanced monk like him, so like he turns, he's in the credits, he turns into a tiger man.
He definitely turns into an electric tiger man. Yeah.
So I suppose like if you're like Shakugan, let's say, and someone like the essence of that spirit, it is like unless you subsume it into yourself, just to look around at you, can you come to like someone at accord with it? Because that's what the goal is, to take like fucking like the spirit at the time Shakugan and fun, and we'll go take him fun back to their hometown, just to because hey, why not? We got time on our journey. We're trying to get away from the Dragon Man.
I appreciate that it was Shakugan that won the drinking contest as well, because that's two people you're trying to get drunk, and that's why it's more difficult. Yeah.
Then it come then in the second bit to like the town was like a very ominous red barrier surrounding it. And there you probably like make a hole just quickly to kind of pass through. So Tama, you can volunteer, go on just jumping on there. I'll go and go see it, and we'll see what talk was all about. And this is like a village that has been pushed into standstill because we're in the Sengoku period now. There's always wars and bloodshed. Villages live like a life of fear and uncertainty. But I took all that away. I got a happy happy little slug face, and I made it here. Said nothing ever changed. Nothing ever. Nobody ever going to be happy. It's going to be. The happiness won't go away. It'll just be all it's going to be. It's like you kind of get the sense of something pretty off about that, and she kind of appears and she just looks away, and you kind of guess, yes, with with no change comes stagnation, and with stagnation comes like starvation, and this complete decay, and this and that.
Yeah, everyone in the village is basically mummified, but he's just like, I'm maintaining it. I'm maintaining it for their benefit. I'm being a good spirit. I'm doing a good job because the world sucks right now. Yeah.
Yeah, but Tama Mystica, it's like, yeah, it is kind of shit. And I know I've experienced my share of that in the backstory I allude to sometimes. But as well, you're not leaving any room then for something to change for the better either. So what is this? And it's another kind of one of those things where these spirits are operating. They, may have a malevolent purpose, but they also kind of like, in a way, programmed to carry that out. Fun saying, I'm like, if a big ogre man is programmed to eat fucking boys one-on-one, so this is kind of where I am. That's what why the scorpion's king. It's in my nature. And this is like, I was just trying to help. The people were so unhappy, and I was just trying to help. And it's just like, you guys feel sad with this fucking fun slug mask with a happy fucking smiley face thing in it. Then it's like it ranges up into I'm just trying to help. You kind of see like there's much more kind of complicated like things going on in the spirit world that and they are just like what it did what you could say would be like like kind of the wrong thing in just seeing these people up. It did it like with good intentions.
Yeah.
People will kind of pray out for for something deliverance from this, and I suppose if the spirit's going to provide it, that's the way they're kind of going to do it. Meanwhile, outside, Jinka's getting hassled by another one of these monks, Reshi, I think he's called. His power is he's got a bag of holding, and is completely full of swords.
That's right. I can make any sword come out at all times, including just turn it into a big. I guess, club made of swords. That seems to be the whole thing. I don't see how you're a beast one, but okay, fair enough. Whatever works for you, man.
I think like the bag itself is some kind of sentient spirit bag. And
yeah.
Like, it's not like a tiger or a dragon, but it's still like a living thing, and it's gonna pull all swords into it. Jigga's like, all right, I know Tavis and stuff. I can take you on without my power. He gets fucking knocked around. He gets distracted in a sucker punch, but still. But Tama comes back out. He powers up and he's one bats the dude away, no problem. I wanted to try and beat him without the powers, Joe. A little kind of note there of like, yeah, things are going to change. On Katawaras, these spirits will live for a long time. An awful long time, a lot longer than humans do. She's going, he said, I'm the stranger girl. I can press on with this as much as I can for as fast as I can because these people aren't going to be around all the time. Yeah, very kind of poignant thing. So it's kind of the car processing is onwards, and it gives you a little extra texture to it. I think this little like just break up into a little thing. It's nice. It's not something you expect more of something like let's say a comedy thing broken down to sketches, let's say. But for something like that tends on a dramatic side, it's usually trying to deliver that in like big swoops to build it up. But I like this approach you're taking with it.
They seem to have arrived at his village. It is a cliff with a face that can talk to them. So I guess we're going to find out what the fuck the deal is with that next week. Yeah.
Then we've got Metallic Rouge, episode 6, Nameless Guest, which we're on a spaceship cruise back to Earth.
Who done it, though? Who done it?
Well, you know who did it.
But the cops are like, well, we're pretty sure this person did it because the footage has them doing the stabbing. It's like, but we also have footage of them not doing it somewhere else on the ship. It's like, well, we'll probably arrest them anyway.
It's our face-changing...
Giallo.
Yes. Hell Jellion.
Not sure why he's like doing that. It just seems to be like, I just love killing people. I'm trying to get a rise out of you in particular for some reason, Rouge.
It'll be really funny, I think, is the main reason as far as I can tell this episode.
I'm going to discard the mystery of who killed your father. It was me. Because we're halfway through the series.
It was you for fun, because I thought it'd be funny.
We opened though with Jean Younghart having some of the memories that were in the dreams of Rouge, which we go briefly back to, and we see in her thing is Jean in her memories is flickering between Jean and Eva Costello, who I'm not sure we've actually had named yet. I've got her name off the website.
I was going to say some doctor-looking woman, yeah.
We also he's having a meeting with a higher up who's fine to let him do whatever he's doing because she's happy that whatever he chooses to do, it's the right thing to do. But they're worried that there's a mole in Alethea from Orconia, and also they mention some visitors, the visitors who are also from ex-Noah. So if you're just going to be further confused by, we've got 4 organizations now.
With moles within each other, and it's
well, the visitors are the good aliens.
Yes, but are they the good aliens? Yeah,
Yeah, and then I presume ex-Noah, it's probably some manner of mothership.
Just to kind of from a planet, maybe. I don't know. They're from this planet and they came to our galaxy, that kind of thing.
So Alethea are the people who our heroines and Jean are working for.
I guess this organization that sees their purpose as tasked with like hunting down these rogue Neans.
Orconia,
more so collecting their code for what purpose we don't fucking know, but yeah.
But it must be bigger than that because I believe on the website Jean's position is like Deputy Minister of Truth. So there's Orconia, who the Bruce Campbell Sherlock Holmes character and his Nean are working for. And by the looks of things, the spy is quickly revealed in this episode.
Yeah.
The Alters, is a group who some of those Immortal Nines are a member of, possibly all of them are members of. don't know for sure. And then there's whatever the circus is.
Yeah, I assume the circus is either the visitors or some of the aliens in some regard. I assume some of the aliens are robotic in nature.
They've got technology from the invading aliens.
Yes, exactly. So it seems related to some of them.
This, however, is the closest it's been to a Dirty Pair episode.
There's a lot of
if they blew up the entire spaceship, then yes, it would be a Dirty Pair episode. But they do a lot of damage, so yeah.
There's a lot of there's the feds are swooping in to take over my case sort of looking action here.
And again, we get the we kind of have in their opening bit, we have them coming out of the hotel, because it's a floating hotel and everything, like it's a casino and all that jazz and a swimming pool, every kind of resort on this spaceship, and they were coming out of the room and it's like, hello there, young man.
Ailes, we got to know each other over this cruise. I'm not Ailes, I'm Alice, I'm his twin sister. I hate we get mixed up like that. Yes. No, man, she's pretty prickly, isn't she? It's like hey, Ailes, I ran into sister at the pool. Well, she's a real handful. Oh, don't mind her, she's just a little cranky from having the boy taking so long. Anyways, I'll see you. You never see the two of them together. You all see one going into that room.
You never see the two of them together, and it's specifically a show where there is one character constantly running around wearing other people's fucking faces, and yet you still never have the twins in two places at fucking once, do you? That's weird. That's kind of I loved how that was placed against it. It's like, oh, here's these twin characters. It's like, is it though?
Yes, and you only see one of them reacting at the end of the episode.
Yeah. And like it's the dude, I brought in food for the sister. I was like, you just brought 2 burgers into your own room. Like that's not necessarily for anyone else.
All right.
But the bits which make me feel like it was Dirty Pair is Ash being the old man who's having to work with these 2 young women. And also the line from Alice of like, oh, my brother said you were pretty, but you're just not ugly.
See, that's very much so a thing directly to fire up the Dirty Pair sort of insult. I was like, yeah. And they both get 2 things that it was like, it's not particular to either of the 2 from Dirty Pair, but like where your man gets stabbed, our detective, and he basically uncuffs her, is like, go get him. And she takes his gun as well. And he's like, oh, God damn it. Son of a bitch. And the bit at the end made me laugh out loud that I will not spoil because we'll get to.
Oh, I won't say that one, but there's like, there's lots of hijinks. There's just like, they're chasing this dude around a ship. He obviously turns into Rouge and he's saying, I got an aim. Which one is the right Rouge? And saying, I'm just going to do something that I know that the real Rouge would do or not do. And then just shoot them.
Yeah, so like, what would the real Rouge say to this following question? Math, and like, I'll answer that correctly. He's like, you fool, Rouge is an idiot. Great, that was a good bit. Like, where she asked the real Rouge, and Rouge is like, who fucking cares? Like, maths, who gives a shit? It's like,
there's an even better one after that. JC say, the best is left to surprise because I fucking cackled.
Also, the ship is the old guy who was on the bus with them.
It's that old fucker from the bus. Yeah. Trying to sneak around him.
When I get shot in the leg again.
Okay, I was about to say the bit which I was like, what are they talking about? And I was about to say it, and I was like, oh, that must be the bit you're about. You want to keep as a surprise? Yes, definitely keep that bit as a surprise.
It's fine.
Man, it's it's certainly something to see.
It's worth it all. It's worth all the weird proper nouns are thrown at us all for that.
It's a fun. It's not. I mean, it's not a detective story because they know who's doing it.
It's the dumbest detective story possible. Like with the dumbest detectives possible in a lot of regards, because it's our girls. They're not really crime solvers, more crime fighters. Even your man, kind of taking it like, let's take this outside to the outside of the ship, and he only gets his legs chopped off and fucking put into orbit. Like, he'll be fine.
He's falling into the atmosphere. I'll get you next time, Red Star. Next time.
It'll be grand. Yeah.
Anyway, it ends with Rouge being arrested by Orconia at Naomi's command, because it turns out she's working for Orconia.
I like the fact it's like, there's this organization, there's these aliens, there's other aliens, and it goes like, we have a mole, and it's like, oh, who could it be? And then the episode's like, it's one of the main characters, this one. It's like, there's no subtlety to it. It's great. Like, just don't dick us around too much. Yeah,
it's like 12-episode series. You've got to crack on at halfway through.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm interested also more so that it's like, they've actually debuted off of Mars and going somewhere else entirely. Yeah. Okay, so this isn't going to be all about Mars. They're not going to be about to fund the war on Mars and all the stuff that's surrounding us. It's just like, this is on Mars. I'm going to show you character history. That's overall about the solar system, but we're not going to try and save the entire fucking universe or a whole planet or like that. It doesn't feel like it anyway.
Yeah. I guess we're going to still be with Ash because he looked shocked at this revelation himself. He's like, oh my goodness, I've been working with the person who I was supposed to be hunting down. Because no one heard the conversation outside in space, because in space, no one can hear you admit to your crimes.
Over, I guess, radio comms that they're talking to each other while using grav boots to fight each other on the outside of a spaceship. But yeah,
that was the other bit where I thought, is this going to go full Dirty Pair with them destroying the spaceship during the fight? But they got some cosmetic damage.
You just cut a hole in the side of a spaceship, which can't be good for it. But yeah,
no. That was my main worry. Once you grab the gun as well, don't start firing guns in spaceships. It's a very bad idea. It's just a thin bit of metal keeping you from death, and just one little hole really ain't gonna help. Then we've got The Witch and the Beast, episode 6. Then I wrote down the title and then immediately looked away to a different tab.
The Witch and the Demon Sword: opening act.
That's the one. Didn't watch this one either. Was it Witches again? I assume it is from the title.
We're back with the first pair, Ashraf and Guido, and they're on a case in a town right there. And this is like we'll start running into the Paladins. I guess the
opening narrator is like, what we're going to be talking about this week is the Paladins, and they handle witch crime. But there's this thing that I should tell you about them, and then like cuts and the episode starts, and I was like, fucking narrator, you can't do that. That's cheap.
The only thing you need to know about them, like if the order they kind of pursue these cases with witches and are trying to do it, in what would say a subtle kind of take care of this like cleanly and quietly kind of way. Paladins just roll on straight in there and have a full-on superhero voting battle in the middle of the city, closed off in a big glowing cube with a vacuum room outside. Everyone just go like, "Whoa, what the hell is going on in there? Good Lord, what is happening in there?"
A pair arrive in town, and like the town is being evacuated. There's a huge like line of people trying to get the fuck out of town as soon as possible. And she's like, "What? Why is everyone fucking off?" And he's like, "This is normal. There's a witch in town." And you see like a building like collapse that's half covered in ice. And it turns out that was all the Paladins. They're doing the most property damage possible, to get this goddamn witch.
Yep, they just come here in their floating castle and they start wrecking the joint up.
I did like your man blagging his way past the lower rank Paladins that are basically like the cops, basically, where he's just like, it's like, do you have papers, sir? It's like, yeah, I'm going to see my granny who lives in a flat down the way. And it's like, oh, I mean, like that all checks out. Why do you have a giant coffin? You're gonna have to leave that giant coffin behind. It's like, no, I have a license for this giant coffin.
Business.
They're like, I mean, like he does have a license for the giant coffin. Yeah, I see it's perfectly fine. So they have one cop.
The church wouldn't lie to us.
Yeah, don't worry about the church lie. And one cop escorted him, and he's basically saying to everyone, is like, don't fucking kill him. And he man's like, what? And she obviously like decks out the cop, and it's just like, great! Isn't it great to be working for an organization that can forge so many fucking shit for you? It's great. It's really useful. Now, where's that witch? There she is.
She's running around inside the barrier, the sealed off area. It's like, okay, well, let's just gotta get in ourselves and go after her, which could be the witch we're after. It's definitely not.
No.
But nonetheless, they will do that. In fucking like Paladin headquarters out there, they're like, they've sent in basically drones, like they're kind of like you can send like a
CGI ice apparition that when it gets taken out, like they just resummon it, but it does seem to hurt the guy. Remote magicking it. But they can send as many soldiers as they need.
Just running a sweep like over that now, and then we got this like dude from the church. Not suspicious at all. It's like saying, "No, this witch is like gonna witches you've come across. I'm just a humble country preacher."
Like he's evilly smirking the entire fucking time, and at one point they kind of turned themselves like he's been very obvious that he's up to shit, but like there's nothing we can do about it. He has to stay here, like because the church fucking let him be here. It's like, all right, fine, like as long as he doesn't do anything evil, here, keep an eye on that cunt while I'm fucking going out to get this witch.
Yeah, I did catch up with her down on the ground. She can summon swords out of the air and launch them at you. That's something else.
That's the magic just swords.
Gets the drops on her though. Ash Shap is just like, no, okay, you keep her busy. He's just like drawing a little spell together, flies along the wall and takes her out. And one thing, okay, we just want to don't mean any harm. We just want to take you into custody. Okay, we're not trying to kill you.
Well, the thing he initially does is he seals her inside a tiny globule.
Yeah.
And it's like that doesn't hold her because like, oh, she's got the demon sword, and he's like, yeah, the gravity of that wouldn't, like, my spell wouldn't be able to hold it. And
as like this shifty monk that says, oh yeah, she's like, as witches go, she's ain't got no magic at all, but it's what she can make with that magic that you gotta watch out for, and what she can do with it. You got this demon sword. It's just like, and Guido's going, what is up with this demon sword? Why someone tell me how badass this? I can't tell you. It's just so badass.
Like, this demon sword would let you rule the world, but it does also destroy you. And it's just like, so she can summon swords, and it has her bloodline for summoning swords, which is very weak witch power. Also has this access to this demon sword, which she shouldn't be wearing on her back. That should be like sequestered in some place for safekeeping and that kind of shit. But it's on her back, and your man's like, fuck, that's the demon sword. And then the demon sword is like, yeah, you should probably work with these guys.
What kind of deal are you offering?
Yeah, and it's like, holy shit, the demon sword can talk. And he's like, yeah, I can fucking talk. I got an eyeball.
Come on, I thought you said it'd be cool. Don't talk to them. We had a whole thing going there. Hold on, man. We're on the run right here. We're offering us a plea deal when we got it. No fun. There's definitely like not the wish that they're trying to like look for all the over together. And you can kind of see they're not always out either to go out and find out this assassinate witches. They. I guess in this case, it will kind of like basically take you in a better custody and just get you off the streets or get you the help that you need.
I mean, they might take her out after, but it's basically they're trying to get this collar from the paladins. It's just like,
I think it's also
we'll save you from the paladins
and
put you in our fucking prison, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's also like the witch clearly isn't dangerous, or I mean, she's summoned infinity swords, which is bad. But her thing was like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't even gotten a boyfriend yet. This is bullshit. It's very normal, like low-level problems of her thing, which is why she's like, I'm tempted to take her off her protective custody, but I'm gonna go off on my own.
They get separated by a hail of magical gunfire when they swoop back in. But the captain is like, he's taking about when Guido tries to take up the trail again. Oh, he's out there. He's got his trademark thing. You see his ice powers. Everything starts freezing around him. And it's like, oh, we meet again. It's like, oh, okay, you've tangled before. That's interesting.
They've been at cross purposes before, probably trying to catch the same witch again. Since that seems to be why they're.
I suppose fighting. Again, much like Dalek Rouge, you got the fun feds are coming in here trying to take over my case. I had a lot of glory this time, no siree.
As I'm guessing they haven't have they revealed this guy's name from the Paladins yet in this episode?
Commander Kugal, or the
yes. Well, I think it's supposed to be Cougar, as far as I can tell. I think seems to be Commander Cougar is how.
Not one of those sexy cougars. Just that's cool.
No.
His name's Matt Cougar, apparently, and also she didn't comment on it. It seems like in a later chapter, because when I was looking for his name, it came up on a recent post from the Young Animal comic.
Oh, so he's like a recurring.
Yes,
he's a recurring guy. Yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen this guy. He's back this issue. It appears to be taking orders from or dealing with somebody who looks like Boris Johnson.
It's me, the evil clown. Okay. Oh well.
I was like, that's definitely a choice of haircut you've given that character. And I don't think it's the guy who I thought was cosplaying as Boris Johnson. And then I took a second look and it was Lloyd Forger.
Ooh. Ice burn.
Oh, dear.
Just got to be careful with that wig. So that was Witch of the Beast. Then we got Dungeons and Dungeon, episode 7. Kelpie / porridge / broiled with sauce. 3 parts. They all seamlessly connect.
They're all lake adjacent, so we're good.
Yes. First, we check back in on the other party, who have been revived from paralysis. Apparently, they weren't killed; they were just paralyzed.
I mean, that makes sense. Like
that
the bugs would take them out so easy. It's like, no, the bugs paralyze you, and then they're gonna eat you. Like that's what they're gonna do. And I was like, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So the corpse retrievers have revived. Like there's 2 corpse retrievers. They revived him, and your man's was like, "Hey, you got hit by bugs," and your man's like, "Shh, don't fucking say nothing." It's like, yeah, someone stole all your shit. Like, yeah, it's fucked up, right? You should probably go into the dungeon and get him. And I was thinking, like, did he not tell him so there's parties fighting each other and more fucking corpses for them to revive?
Man. Come on.
Or did he not tell him about the bugs because it was like, well, if they get eaten by bugs again, more corpses for us to revive. It's an industry. We need to keep getting paid, basically. Do not inform them of their mistakes.
Demand payment after we brought you back from the dead.
After they've been robbed. I mean, like, he had a little coin purse on him, so it's grand.
But they had. That was the point. They hadn't been robbed. They thought they'd been robbed because they've been robbed of the treasure
they found.
Yes.
I mean, they did technically drop their actual treasure over the fucking cliff because Senshi did not fucking explain himself. But yeah, still.
Oh, Senshi is an absolute menace. Then we get to the Kelpie part. So they got across this lake. The easiest way will be to cast Walk on Water, and we'll walk across, and Senshi's not having any of it.
Senshi's throwing a tantrum, which is... Oh, actually, I seen someone make the thing of the like, you know, that meme of like the soldier protecting people, and it's Senshi protecting all the girl characters from upskirt shots because he gets all the upskirt shots in this one. There's so many of them. You're going to see his underwear so many times.
His kilt, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's wearing underpants under the kilt. It's fine. It's okay.
Because he's got a better idea, and that's to ride the Kelpie he's befriended.
She's my friend.
And
what do Kelpies specifically do? What are they known to do? It's like, it's grand. She's always hanging around when I'm fishing and shit. So
Leos doesn't point that out to begin with. He's like, immediately, it'd be better we cut her open and used her organs as swimming aids.
Yeah.
Well, it says a lot that Marcus is caught up. Oh, that'd be cool to go on a horsey train all to the dungeon, though.
That is pretty
romantic. Fantasy right there.
Yeah.
It's all right. Anne's like, look, but she would never hurt me. Immediately proceeds to dive under and try to drown him in the air.
And then we get the good drawings again when they're fighting this Kelpie on the water as Leos gets tied to a rope and sent after him to rescue him. And then they bring Anne back, and guess we're going to be using her body parts after all.
And the opening bit with like trying water walk on Senshi, where it's just like it's not working on him, and it's probably because his beard is so suffused with monster guts and sweat and just nasty grease that he's never washed it. Apparently, it looks like.
Well, yeah, it's funny that she comes up with that theory before they cast the spell, and then that theory is confirmed, which I think is a.
When he starts to sink slowly, basically. So like, and Senshi was like, "Nah, magic's too easy. I don't like the fucking easy thing." So Marcel asked for, like, "Can I have some of the Kelpie fat?" And he's like, "Okay, if you're freaking into that." And she makes him some soap out of it. Well, yeah, and I was just like, the fact that she puts effort in, like, it wins over.
You can
Senshi.
respect
like,
that.
Yeah, I'll water walk now. That's cool.
Meanwhile, the lads have gone off water walking, and they come across the same party who are dead again.
God damn it, guys! 5 minutes, not fucking 5. No, well,
a away team moment there. Come on.
Yes. But they're also like, these guys are lower levels than us. How did they get further into the dungeon than we have?
They know the shortcuts, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, they drag them out, put them aside.
Also, they're not stopping every 5 minutes to have dinner, so I mean, like, that's probably expedient them a bunch. Yeah,
that could well be it. And then our Harfoot starts getting seduced by mermaids.
Laios goes la 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 la.
No, he's specifically learned the siren song, and the fact that he's singing it back at him, their fucking faces of disgust because he's singing slightly off key. It's still a beautiful tune going.
Oh, just to say, hey,
what the fuck, man? Can't sing it back at us. That's fucked up.
Before that, though, we do steal the barley from the dead.
It was spilled out from their dead bodies onto the lake. It's fair game at that stage. That's just cleaning up at that stage. That's fine.
And Chilchuk once again has to stress to Laios that we all agreed we're not eating demi-humans because he wants to eat a dead fish man they found.
Yeah, but he's like that. Listen, I get it, right? Human on top, fish on the bottom. No, but human in the middle, fish head, fish tail. And he's like, no, it has hands. It can use weapons. No,
it knows music.
That's right
can't do it.
That's right fucking out.
You can take a kelp off his head, some kind of camouflage headdress there. That's all right. That's just growing on the lake anyway. That's all right.
Immediately regrets that because fuck it, I made a concession. Shit. Fuck.
The porn is really good. What's his? You got little fish eggs in here. It's really nice little pops of flavor there. It's like Leos. I'm sure there is regular fish eggs. I mean, fish people do that as well. But it probably just regular fish eggs. They weren't their babies. No.
And they can't bring it to tell Marcel. It's like, you've eaten demi-human eggs. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
So then that's when we get the soap and the very fluffy beard. And so she goes walking on the water, and he's like, "Oh well, this is great." Why was I so worried about it?
It was the easy way out, but they put in the effort and the work and found that dead party again. And it's like it was just like, yeah, we put in the effort now. I'll accept it, and this is pretty fun. But then he immediately gets mad in the next part where she's blowing up fish underwater. He's like, "What the fuck? No, you're taking the easy way out. You're fucking with the ecosystem. You're blowing up the blade fish." And I was like, "The blade fish are trying to fucking kill us." So like,
yeah, but I even wicked the Kraken is gonna call and smash the shit out of us instead. Much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have to find a Kraken, which they struggle with, and so she points out this is how you kill an octopus and a squid. You hit them in this spot here.
But again, it's the thing of Marcel going like, you can't do the big explosion spells one after the other, and he's like, can you cast? This is asking the DM. It's like, can you cast Water Walk on a squid? And it's just like, it's like that would put him on the surface, wouldn't it?
It features him, and we're gonna have our merry way with him.
So then they eat it. It's incredibly bitter. They discover a parasitic worm inside it.
Yum! Parasite. It's much more.
It's a giant parasite, so it's basically a fish, right?
And Leos cannot resist eating it raw before they finish cooking it. And
there's a fucking like, with the exception of like well prepared sushi by people who know what the fuck they're doing, I will not eat raw fucking seafood. I'm not gonna eat fucking like scallops and fucking oysters and shit. It's like, no, I don't want a fucking brain parasite. That's bad. Don't fucking eat that shit raw.
Yes, and he gets a tiny normal sized parasite that was
a parasite that was parasiting on the parasite that was parasiting on the giant thing. And Senji's thing was like, wow, I thought that by blowing up the fish, you were damaging the ecosystem, and I was a fool to think I could protect it. But I guess we're part of the ecosystem as well. The squid eats the fish, man. We eat the parasite that eats the squid, and the parasite eats Leos, and Leos is like, I'm fucking dying.
It's the narrator saying Leos wanted to say something essentially at this point in time, but it was in too much pain to say it.
And look, with the bloody chunks of the Kraken floating in the water, the Blipper should be able to feed and restock and replenish their numbers. See,
beautiful circle of life, man. And Leos is just like in the maximum amount of pain. And Chillijock's thing was like, just cast fucking heal on him now and again, and like waking up in the middle of the night, and she's like, fucking heal, back to bed, and he's just in pain. He's like, just dying.
But his colon was perforated. Just give him a break.
Yeah, no, I mean like. Very painful, but it was his own fucking fault, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, that's the good thing about. I mean, that's the very much a D&D thing of it being your own fucking fault.
Yeah.
But it's so the way they switch up whose fucking fault it is from story to story.
Because I mean, like Senshi, the moments with Senshi, like literally throwing a tantrum. Like, it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, Senshi, come on.
Well, I like Peter's gotten to this day for like, he's been guiding him around. He's been like, no, I know how to be a person who will very fun say, there's some shit you don't fucking know, Senshi, and actually you're set in your own ways as well. You're not the perfect angel, baby. That's what everyone says you are.
Over the course of this thing, he gets the thing of like, oh, water walking's cool. Actually, Marcel, can you cast water walk on the squid? And it's like all of a sudden he's all about water walking. Like he's learned better. He's grown as a character, whereas Leos has not fucking grown, and he's learned now never to eat, like as we learned from the narrator, never to eat raw parasite again. It's like you should learn a little more than that, Leos. All right.
I learned to hold out hope for horse animation to make a big comeback, because it was the anime horses was nicely put together here, and I think this stuff ahead, like Elusive Samurai, a lot of horseback battles on there, so maybe we could have some like Renaissance will be happening there.
And that has a lot of manic-looking horses in it as well. And this is a very manic-looking horse, but it's like a vampire horse, so, you know.
Of course, this is Dodgeball, the ultimate end of the Steel Ball Run TV adaptation.
Oh, we got to get them horses in.
We got our best people on it.
Then we've got Bang Brave, Bang Bravern, episode 6.
Everything will be okay, for
That's it.
I am Bravern.
He is.
This is a jam-packed fucking one, guys.
Oh yeah,
yes.
I was watching the first bit of it, I thought, wow, it's like a real kind of action scene bit. How's it going to end? And then we get the eye catch. That's just the eye catch. Yes.
I was felt exactly like the same.
You were just like, wow, this is going along at a crazy clip. It's like, no, that was the first fucking half. Like, great shit.
It's gonna go even faster in the second half. So they're gonna go to Japan. They're gonna try and find survivors, and then they're gonna leave markers for the cruise missiles to target where there's no survivors to bomb the hell out of
I did notice
space aliens.
They're sending in Bravern and Smith to be like, all right, you guys look for survivors, and if you don't find survivors within the hour and a half window, we fucking bomb the shit out of Tokyo. And we don't want to fucking do it, and it's fucked up to ask the Japanese ships to do this as well, but this is to protect any potential survivors that survived outside of Tokyo, so it's a good plan. But they refer to Bravern as Bravern, and they refer to Smith as Smith. So Bravern again is getting all the fucking credit, and Sammy is like, fucking damn it.
And also, Lulu, you can't come with us. And then, Lulu, why have you come with us?
Wow. She pulled a speed racer and just hopped in the boot, or in this case, on top of it.
And then it turns out there are survivors. It's the other robots from the opening credits who we haven't seen yet.
Yay!
And they're pilots who we've not met yet.
But they call it in at the last second, and it's like, oh fucking, they already hit launch, and it's like, and man going like, son of a bitch, like fucking, we called it the launch. What are we gonna do? And Bravern's like, don't worry, I have a special ability that lets me control all missiles. And I was like,
Brave, that's someone.
Bravern, that's fucking terrifying. Why do you have this fucking ability? Why did you never mention this up to now? Like, don't worry, I'm just going to take out the enemy fleet with all the missiles that you shot at Tokyo.
Yeah, you raise a fine point there, because you just we see the cool freeze frame of him in all this majestic technology controlling glory fun saying you got a very sinister kind of aura surrounding you there actually. A lot of you in shadow. I was like, oh, you were a friend. And also you seem like, fun. We were against the odds here, fun. Why do you think, I don't know if I'm going to find any survivors, but everything will be fine. You will learn that one day, Sammy. Fun saying, well, it's like you seem very assured of things ahead of time.
Yes. So then they explain it to the other survivors, and they explain what's happened. And then, of course, Bravern interrupts the meeting again, and
they're asking. They're basically like, "Hey, what's the deal with the lead robot? Bravern was?" And it's like, "It's me.
That's
I've
me.
been fucking summoned to the meeting." And your man's just like, "Oh Jesus! All right, I wanted to fucking talk him down." He's like, "It's a magic robot. I don't know what to tell you guys."
Okay, well, explain how you got here. Sure. All right, so I'll go back to it in detail. Chapter 2, Flight. The guy is like. And so he's probably actually is saying exactly what's going on in those scenes. But we've never seen it because it's some kind of long rambling story. It's like he's talking about, two will become one. They will understand each other and merge.
It's the most esoteric reading from his perspective of what the fuck has happened in the last few episodes. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the new pilots are misreading Smith's intentions.
He's gay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. You're all fine.
He's a single dad now. He hasn't got any time for it.
He's a single gay dad. So.
And then Spurbia shows up.
But you were dead.
And Spurbia is all like bleep bloop bleep blip blip blip, and Bravern's like, that's not gonna fucking cut it. Let me punch you with language.
And now all the good boys and girls in the world can understand you in their native tongue.
And one's like, whoa, he's speaking Japanese now. It's like, no, he's speaking Texan. And it was like, no, he's speaking specific, I forgot what her Japanese dialect was. And it's just like...
I think it sounds like you want to hear the most of that given moment, apparently, which apparently is Tomokazu Sugita. Because fucking Mechanic Rose and I'm listening to the right point saying, oh man, it sounds so hot. Yeah.
The other guy's in the background going like,
"You can tell."
You saying the enemy robot sounds hot, and it's like, absolutely. Do you fucking hearing that fucking dulcet tones? Holy shit! And he's like, oh fuck, did you fuck with my voice? And it's like, who are you again? It's like, motherfucker, I did a whole Bravern fucking sequence. I'll do it again with my hologram. Come on, pay attention. He's like, sorry.
No, well, the more important thing, because Superbia says, well, before we fight, we should introduce ourselves properly.
He does.
And then Bravern goes, Superbia, I've told you my name already. And then Superbia's like, how do you know my name? So that's 2 characters now who've gone, how do you know my name?
Like, even Superbia doesn't know what fucking Bravern's deal is. It's great. Yeah.
Anyway, he won't deal them until they give him back his Lulu, is essentially.
It's like, hey, this isn't fair. You got a pilot. Give me back my pilot. Give me back my Lulu. And Lulu's like, ooh, Capapon. And they're like, what the fuck is happening? The audience, I'm also, what the fuck is happening? This show's great. Yep.
Yeah, it's so amazing.
Rammed in there.
Yeah.
It's Bravern is both the hero and also far more sinister than the actual villains. And the villains have destroyed Japan.
I mean, like, the villains, their thing is just
open to dialogue, though, if they have like a heart and mind, and we can speak to our own hearts and our own minds.
The villains are more understandable. They're alien invaders. They're blowing up major metropolitan areas, and it's just like, yeah, okay, I get it. Aliens, Bravern. Bravern, what's your deal? Oh, it's me, Bravern, the main character, and it's just like, fucking, hang on a second.
And I'm never going to answer your question when you ask me how I know your name. Because I'm more concerned that you don't know my name. It's his issue.
Because I did a whole intro bit. Like, come on.
Yeah. I'm fascinated to where this is headed. It's a great journey. It's a great journey.
It's a better mystery than some of the mystery shows currently.
Yes.
And it's mostly a mystery because one character refuses to explain anything about himself. Which is good. Yeah.
Charisma counts for a lot. Get away with just sheer force of personality. And also being a giant robot. So when you're a tiny human, are you going to argue that much with a giant robot?
I mean, like, the giant robot is incredibly suspicious, but it did save all our asses several times over at this stage. What can you do?
Indeed, what can you do? That's it for this week, because we're still boycotting Undead Unluck, which I think is the right thing to do, because I think it was at the point where the TV show was hurting my enjoyment of the comic.
Yeah.
It is. I already know. I enjoyed the comic. I can let's go with that. I'll look at other things.
I'm not going to suggest you watch it. It was a better one because it's we got to make a manga arc bit, but the bit that's I understand why they changed it. It's instead of Fuko threatening a Kodansha employee with a gun, which is very, very funny in context in the comic. It's Andy going like, I am looming now. And it's like, because I get it. She walks into Kodansha offices and threatens an employee with a gun. And I'm like, yeah, that's a thing someone could do in real life, and it wouldn't be funny. But in the context of the comic, I get why they changed it, but it doesn't work as well. You know, that kind of way.
Yes, the level of meta joke in the comic takes it away from being sinister.
A small child who was a full-grown man who we killed came and gave me this gun that made me see the apocalypse of the prior world. I'm going to use it to get whatever the fuck I want, motherfucker. Which is, that's funny. That's good.
Taking it out of that context, and maybe even the comic one concerned them, because there's other things in recent Shonen Jump comics where a character in a different comic drank pure ethanol, and we've barely seen her since. And not because she died from drinking pure ethanol, but I suspect they realised that's like most
things. Don't tell kids to do that.
It's more easily imitable behaviour than most of the other craziness which happens in this particular comic. We'll see whether when that gets its anime adaptation, she does drink pure ethanol, or whether it'll be a different liquid she drinks. I suspect it'll just be a much, much stronger drinkable alcohol.
Probably.
At least that wouldn't kill a child. That'd be better.
Yeah. You could watch Ninja Kamui instead, which I looked at there, but that'll be for next week because Wiki Home comes out on Saturdays.
Okay.
It's Sung Hoo Park. He's Like a lot of crazy Hachiman ninjas chopping each other up. It doesn't really have much more going for it than that, but it's entertaining nonsense, and that's all.
Is
that
this
matters.
anywhere else other than Adult Swim?
Just Adult Swim, I understand at the moment.
Okay. It's not on Channel 4
yet, is it? See, they don't seem to. Twice when you get Channel 4 things after the fact, it feels like.
Okay. When it's all finished, it all goes up at once. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, the Steampunk one, I think that was only a few weeks behind, wasn't it, when it was on Channel 4?
The Warriors Eternal.
Yeah. That was fairly up to date.
Let's see. No, I got Black Dynamite, got all the usual stuff, blah, blah, blah. No Ninja Comedy there at the moment.
Okay.
I might wait for it to show. Do you have Eric Andre live near Broadway, apparently?
Did you?
As far as I know, he's not anime yet.
I don't know. I saw like people up against fucking Mugen from Samurai Champloo, the Godo from Ace Attorney, and then Ichiban from Like a Dragon. And it's just like, oh yeah, this is the same haircut, same dude.
Right, that's it for now. We'll be back with more next week. Bye for now. Bye.
Ta-ta.